Vietnam, a metropolitan country with cities such as the famous financial trading hub Ho Chi Minh City that is constantly bustling with traffic and business both in the day and night. Located along one of the 12 longest rivers in the world, the Mekong River, Vietnam has been able to attract trade from countries throughout Southeast Asia for centuries. Many of the locals away from the mainland earn a living as fishermen or sampan sailors to serve on tourist tours beginning at an age as early as 8. In rural areas, most locals are farmers and earn a steady income by selling their harvested crops such as coconuts or rubber sap. We are now watching a scene of a daily routine where a farmer is preparing his coconuts for sale.
Vũ khí đồ hiện đại, còn mình đó thì không có gì hết, mà tại sao mình vẫn tiếp tục chiến đấu?
Đó khỏi hỏi đó,
mình...
ông già bà nó Việt Cộng, già tôi Việt Cộng rồi rồi. Ông già Việt Cộng rồi, Việt là ông gốc đó, chánh tông luôn đó.
Thì ngay khu vực của chú trên này á, trên cái cầu trên này khỏi cầu chứ á. Bây giờ đồn dân phòng á là chú đội trưởng. Nha. Thì thế là lúc đó là ngay cái đồn của chế độ cũ.
Không có ghét nước Mỹ á.
Có Mỹ nằm đó đâu ghét. Thấy nó thôi chứ đâu biết.
Ghét á, không có ghét đâu.
Xe đó.
Có khó khăn gì mình người Việt Nam đang đối mặt với những khó khăn gì?
Bán ế ảnh rồi vậy đó, thì mà ngày nào ăn ngày nấy, mưa gió thì còn phải thiếu nợ thăm vua.
As a result of the Vietnamese War, the older Vietnamese generation has adopted a mindset of stability, where all they wish for is a steady income and a stable lifestyle. However, the younger generation, on the other hand, has adopted a more capitalistic and materialistic mindset as a result of globalization, and thus strive for excellence at an individual level in terms of studies, career, and lifestyle. As a result of this clash of ideologies between the older and younger generations, there will be a strain on the progress as a nation, as both generations will face difficulty in accepting each other's perspective on global and national issues. The problem can be solved by marrying the two ideologies together. As the younger mentality is more modern and more applicable on the global basis, persuasion can be done with the older generation that due to globalization, Vietnam has to maintain its competitiveness at the global level, which includes a high demand for skilled labor. As such, the older generation who places the priority of a nation's welfare can thus be persuaded to adopt a more capitalistic mindset and develop oneself as an individual in terms of skills to allow progress for the country. As the world becomes more modernized at a rapid rate, the younger Vietnamese generation is determined to catch up with the world in terms of education, which is the stepping stone towards progress. Here we look at some of the challenges faced by a local primary school in Vietnam.
Thì ở đây thì chỉ có cái điều kiện là học sinh được học một buổi trên ngày thôi. Thay vì những nơi có điều kiện thì các em được học 2 buổi trên ngày. Còn đi trường này thì số học sinh mình nó
In response to the problem of the lack of funds and infrastructure, schools can approach international sponsors or reach local donors and convince them to sponsor some funds for the school. For example, the school we visited, Tan Tan Minh Tu Primary School, has approached German sponsors from Germany to fund for refurbishing works in the school and to provide a better learning environment for the local students. And in addition to that, also provide essential lesson materials to aid the teaching process in the school. Schools can also attract foreign teachers to come up and help with the teaching efforts in on a voluntary basis. The government can also promote more attractive incentives and schemes to encourage more local teachers to step up and do their part to help educate the younger generation, or to take up the occupation as teachers. A major and prominent problem faced by modern-day Vietnam is its difficulty in reducing the number of poverty-stricken areas, especially in the rural countrysides. According to the 2003 United Nations Human Development Report, it records that poverty in Vietnam is now under 29% and dropping rapidly, one of the sharpest declines in any other country on record. This is primarily due to the fact that richer classes in Vietnam are not encouraged to care for the poor. Some even resort to extorting the poor for money. The situation is dire as the number of poor people are growing in numbers and will eventually be a burden to society and strains the nation's progress. Also, the gap in society between the rich and poor is widening and might be irreversible in the not so distant future. To counter this problem faced, my group and I propose that the Vietnamese government can promote more schemes where the rich donate to the poor, and in these schemes, they are encouraged to donate farming tools, cattle, and support poorer families who are incapable of supporting themselves. These donors can then gain fame and are able to attract foreign clients by doing noble causes, thus benefiting themselves too. Richer families can also promote schemes and encourage the children of these poorer families to study hard, get good jobs, and support their parents and find a way out of poverty. By supplying cattle, farmers are able to reap a good harvest and sell for a high price to pay off their debts and survive better on their own. The government can also challenge the richer families to create jobs for the poor, as richer families usually own big and large industrial companies in the city area that work on an international level. They can then open more avenues to the poorer but educated people to provide them with more job opportunities and allow them to find their way out of poverty. Also, the government can shift its focus and alter the education to not only help educate its younger generation, but produce university graduates that cater to the world's needs and demands of skilled laborers.
Shadows fill an empty heart as love is fading from all the things that we are not saying. Can we see beyond the